like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of AEW Dynamite, the week commencing the 13th of January 2025. So it starts off with a colossal match. It's Brian Cage, the Machine, versus Kenny Omega, and returning into his match at AEW from being injured for quite a while, suffering from diverticulitis. Really good match. It's great to see Kenny Omega back in the ring on AEW, and he gets the victory. After he gets the victory, he's attacked by the Don Callis family, but then Will Ospreay, as usual, comes out to help him. So let's see how that progresses. Then we have MVP lacing up the boots because he said he's getting back into the ring. So let's see what happens, see how that match goes. Then we have Chris Jericho calling out Rated FTR for a match on Collision within his New York Minute. Then we have Ricochet come out, and then before he could sort of say anything, Swerve Strickland comes out and then attacks him and takes him out. So they need to, this is going to come to a head, and they're going to have a match at some point. Then we see a day in the life of the CEO, Mercedes Moné, her shopping, doing nails on shows. So yeah, go and check it out. Then we have another match. It's the Hurt Business. We hurt people versus Private Party and Mark Briscoe. Really good match. Obviously, Private Party are the tag team champions. The Hurt Business, you have Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. No one's beating them right now, and the Hurt Business get the victory. Then we have Jeff Jarrett come out. So Jeff Jarrett comes out. As soon as he comes out, MJF comes out, and MJF calls Jeff Jarrett a company killer, and he needs to go back to rehab because unfortunately he had issues, I believe. Then Jeff Jarrett calls MJF a scumbag, and Jeff said he feels sorry for MJF because his mother was a cool woman. Yeah. And then he also calls out his mother as well. And geez. Then MJF says he's the best and he was screwed out of his world title when he was a champion, and he needs to win it back. And MJF calls out Jeff for riding the coattails of the deceased and passed away Owen Hart, and then Jeff snaps and attacks him. Then we have Hook versus Christian Cage. Really good match, go and watch it, but Hook gets the victory by disqualification by being attacked by the patriarchy. Then who comes out? Samoan Joe comes back. Joe comes back, makes his return. I like Joe. He's one of the best wrestlers. I'm glad to see him back. Don't know where he's been, but I'm glad to see him back. Then we have Dustin Rhodes say he's behind Jeff Jarrett. He's got his back. MJF doesn't know anything. He's only been in wrestling for 1 minute, but he has Jeff's back. Then we have the women's casino gauntlet match. Winner gets a match versus Mariah May. So it's Chris Statlander versus Jamie Hayter versus Megan Bain, I should say. You got that messed up there. Then Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale versus Toni Storm versus Harley Cameron. And your winner of the women's gauntlet was Toni Storm. She'll be facing Mariah May. Then in the main event is Jon Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs for the AEW World Championship. Even though you can't see it because it's in a briefcase. Really good match. Go and watch it. Obviously, the Death Riders got involved, but in the end, Jon Moxley got the victory, and then FTR and Copeland came out to stop the beatdown of Powerhouse Hobbs from the Death Riders.